This first testimony is from Sobia. Her family had lived in the Tal al-Zatar camp until it was destroyed in 1976, at which time the father and one of the sons were killed. Afterwards, the wife, Sobia, and other children came to Shatila. The oldest daughter, Wasfia, has 3 children. The other 3 daughters are Khadija, 22 years old, Sausan, 12 years old, and Zainab, 11 years old. The only surviving son, Adel, is 7 years old. Sobia's mother-in-law, Salim, was present throughout the interview. 3 generations of women bear witness. We heard loudspeakers calling on people to gather at Sport City. They said, "Go there and you will be safe." Don't believe... Palestinians didn't know at this time that they would learn hard lessons over and over. If you hear loudspeakers from the Israelis, it means you're going to die. We came to a house where there was a big pit. There we saw a tank with Israelis. They were inside the camp across from the Kuwaiti embassy. They said, "Take them to Sport City." But I had time to see, and everyone with me also saw, a deep pit full of corpses. They were killing people and throwing the bodies into the pit. This pit is near the Kuwaiti embassy along the road. Before they let us leave, they lined us up, and one of the armed men said to another with a wink, "Choose one. Which one deserves to have her throat slit?" The other replied, "No, we don't want to kill them now." Then they made us walk to Sport City. There 3 armed men in a jeep told us to turn around and go back. We said we were getting contradictory orders. We had to go back and forth twice between the Kuwaiti embassy and Sport City. At one point, a mine or a cluster bomb exploded on our path. Some people were wounded and fell, and the men shot at us. Everyone was running in all directions. We ran toward the Arab University. We flagged down a car on the road. There were foreign journalists, but one of them spoke Arabic. They photographed us and asked what was happening. We told them there had been a massacre, but they didn't want to believe us. We told them that we were the first survivors to get out of the camp. The interviewer asks, "You said your sons were killed. How do you know?" My cousin went to look for my boys and their uncle the next day. He was relieved when he didn't find their bodies, but when he heard whistling, he was frightened and ran. Later I described to him the exact spot where they had separated us. He went the next day, Sunday, and found all their bodies. It was a little farther from the spot where we had been forced to go on, near a pink house. They were all lined up, all 6, against the wall. 6 men, and they had shot them. Note that Benny Morris is someone who questions Arab oral testimony because he says people forget things over time, memory's faulty, and afterwards there's a political agenda. There is validity to some of those claims. This interview was conducted within days of the massacre. So there can be no claim of there being a political agenda, and this woman had had her entire family slaughtered. So I'm pretty sure she remembers what happened.